You're sitting on this couch, scrolling through your phone, or enjoying a quiet evening, when you suddenly notice your dog. They're lying nearby, completely still, just watching you, no wagging, no barking, just those calm, thoughtful eyes focused entirely on you. It might feel like a harmless or even funny little moment, but what if it's something more? What if that silent gaze holds layers of meaning, something far deeper than we realize? Could your dog be trying to connect, comfort, or even protect you through this simple act of stillness? What seems like nothing might actually be a powerful, unspoken message. And if we learn to read it right, it could completely change how we see our dogs and how they see us. Part 1. The common behavior: stillness, staring, and silence. This type of behavior is incredibly common among dogs. It doesn't involve wagging tails or excited barking. Instead, it's subtle. The dog lies down or sits in one spot, barely moving, and simply stares at their human with unwavering attention. To many, it might just look like the dog is zoning out or bored. After all, they're not being particularly active or expressive. But here's the truth: dogs rarely do something without reason. This silent act of stillness combined with focused staring isn't just random downtime. Across homes around the world, this quiet habit is playing out daily. And it might be one of the most overlooked signs of emotional connection or need. It's time to look beneath the surface. Part 2. What science and studies say about the staring behavior. Scientific research has revealed that dogs are biologically wired to engage with humans through visual contact. Unlike their wild cousins, domesticated dogs evolved specifically to interpret human behavior, especially our facial expressions and eye movements. In a widely referenced 2015 study published in Science, researchers discovered that when a dog and their owner gaze into each other's eyes, both experience an increase in oxytocin, the same hormone that builds trust and bonding between mothers and infants. This mutual gaze isn't just a moment of stillness, it's a physiological connection being reinforced. In evolutionary terms, dogs have developed this unique ability to use eye contact as a social tool. While wolves tend to avoid direct eye contact as a sign of threat, dogs seek it out as a bridge to communicate with their humans. Think of it this way for dogs: eye contact is like an emotional handshake. And yet, the science is just one part of the puzzle. What's behind each stare can differ greatly depending on the individual dog and their emotional state. Part 3. 6. Possible messages behind the gaze. Dogs don't stare at humans just because they feel like it. That gaze is often a form of nonverbal communication. And depending on the context, it can carry several different meanings. Number 1, bonding and love. Much like humans gaze at people they love, dogs do the same. That steady, warm look is often a quiet expression of affection, especially in dogs who have a long-term relationship with their owner. Staring becomes a way of checking in, an emotional anchor that says, "I feel safe with you." Number 2, seeking reassurance. In moments of uncertainty, dogs will often look to their humans for cues. A dog unsure about a noise outside or a sudden change in environment might lock eyes with their owner to find reassurance. Their posture might be slightly tense, ears slightly back, or they may lick their lips, a sign of low-level stress or nervousness. That stare is essentially a question: is everything okay? Number 3, anticipation of routine or reward. Dogs are masters of routine. If your dog stares at you around dinner time, walk time, or when the leash is within sight, it could be a case of expectation. They've learned that looking at you often results in action food, play, or going outside. Over time, this becomes learned behavior: stare, Esau's outcome. Number 4, protective instinct. Not all stares are relaxed or affectionate. Some dogs, especially those with strong herding or guarding instincts, might use a fixed gaze as part of their protective behavior. The dog isn't trying to be aggressive, but is staying alert. You might notice scanning eyes, slow blinking, or a completely still body. These are all signs of quiet vigilance. Number 5. Reading the room. Dogs are emotionally intelligent. Studies show they can recognize human expressions of joy, sadness, or anger. If a dog is watching intently, they might be trying to figure out your mood. Their stare is a form of emotional processing, reading the emotional temperature of their environment. Number 6. Pain or health discomfort. One of the most overlooked reasons a dog might stare is discomfort or illness. When a dog feels off, they may not know how to express it outwardly. Instead, they silently watch their trusted human, almost as if seeking help or trying to communicate their vulnerability. If a dog who doesn't usually stare suddenly starts doing so frequently, especially if they're more withdrawn or lethargic, it's worth paying attention. Part 4. Body language clues that enhance the meaning. Understanding the full meaning behind a dog's stare involves reading the rest of their body language. Dogs rarely communicate with their eyes alone. Other signals are working in tandem. For instance, a relaxed tail, soft eyes, and open mouth often accompany a loving or content stare. A rigid body, tightly closed mouth, and unblinking eyes might indicate alertness or discomfort. A head tilt paired with blinking eyes and upright ears often shows curiosity or confusion. By comparing side-by-side behaviors, say, a dog staring at dinner time with a wagging tail versus a dog staring at a visitor with ears forward and stillness, you begin to understand the layers behind the gaze. Part 5. The emotional intelligence of dogs. Dogs are not just instinctual creatures. They're capable of emotional depth and surprising intelligence. They can remember patterns of behavior, connect actions with feelings, and modify their response based on how their human reacts. Some dogs will stare when they notice their owner is crying or upset. It's not just a reaction, it's an intentional act of presence. Others may stare just before offering comfort, like nudging with a nose or curling up next to someone in distress. Over time, dogs learn what different facial expressions and tones of voice mean. They adapt, they feel, they respond with intention. Part 6. Common misinterpretations. Many people misunderstand staring as creepy or even threatening. Comments like "my dog is being weird" or "is my dog trying to dominate me" are not uncommon. However, the idea that staring is a form of dominance has been largely debunked. Modern canine behaviorists emphasize that dominance theory is outdated and often misapplied. Staring is far more likely to reflect connection, need, or observation than any attempt at control. What works far better than asserting dominance is positive reinforcement and trust building. A dog that feels safe and heard will offer calm eye contact because they know it leads to connection, not punishment. Part 7. When to be concerned. While most dog stares are harmless or meaningful, there are times when a sudden shift in behavior should raise concern. For instance, if a dog begins staring into corners, walls, or at nothing in particular, especially with a vacant expression, it might point to neurological issues. Likewise, if the stare is paired with pacing, whining, or sudden isolation, this could indicate stress, pain, or even early cognitive decline. Pet owners should take note of changes in how often the dog stares, when it happens, and the energy behind it. Sudden and uncharacteristic staring is always worth a vet check. Part 8. How to respond, strengthening the bond. Responding to a dog's gaze can be a powerful way to strengthen the bond. Something as simple as returning the gaze with soft eyes, speaking in a calm voice, or gently reaching out to pet them can reinforce trust. Over time, these quiet exchanges become a routine of emotional check-ins. For the dog, it feels like, yes, I see you, and you see me. These moments help reduce stress, especially in sensitive or anxious dogs, and turn staring into a shared language of connection. So the next time your dog just sits there and stares, don't brush it off. In that silence might be love, concern, comfort, or even a call for help. Dogs may not use words, but their eyes can tell incredible stories if we're willing to pay attention. Sometimes, the quietest moments between you and your dog are the most powerful ones. So pause, look back, and let them know you're listening, even if they never speak a word. If this reminded you of your own dog's behavior, leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see more content on dog psychology and bonding, don't forget to like and subscribe.